Tonight, from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, it's Week 16 of the...
The Raiders defense set to go, up 7-0 here early. And one of the guys to keep an eye on will be this man at cornerback in his 5th NFL season. On first down, Trubisky. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down. Play action. Now Trubisky. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. Well, it's impossible to see the Raiders and Steelers in Pittsburgh and not think of our namesake, the late, great John Madden, and the Immaculate Reception game, which celebrated its 50th anniversary yesterday. It was December 22nd, 1972. So this game, a nice little nod from the schedule makers, no doubt. And the Raiders... have gotten a little bit of revenge in recent years. They've won 4 out of 5 and have a 17-13 all-time advantage in the series. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. They've had the upper hand so far this first half of play, working with a good lead already as they look to defend this first down. Now Trubisky on first down. Then he finds Beasley complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run again with Harris to about the 48-yard line. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. He's going to go deep for Beasley. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. And, Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. They had the interception on that previous drive, the 4th of the year for their veteran stalwart. He's been sensational all season long, and he'll look to lock things down again as this next drive gets underway. They'll start the drive with Harris, and he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
From the 40 now on second down. Trubisky escaping the pressure right. He's got a man complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Making the catch is Sternberger. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
To throw again on second down, Trubisky. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. It won't be easy here after that sack. Now you got Trubisky and the Steelers facing a 3rd and long. Now back to throw. Throws the out route. It's Beasley with a catch. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. They'll play with a lead here to begin this 3rd quarter. Looking for another solid half of football to carry them to victory. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They go play action with Trubisky. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a 1st down.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. A nice little juke. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass. Getting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 56 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? 3rd level run. 1st level being the D-line, and linebacker 2nd level, and the secondary the 3rd. When you block it up well and you make the secondary do all the tackling, that will wear on a defense.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. He was brought down by Trayvon Mullen.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing here, Trubisky. Incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 2nd and goal, Trubisky. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. They've been terrific all game long, have not let this offense get on track, and they try to close this one out here in the fourth. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Play action. It's Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Harris running straight ahead, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Trubisky. Now he's stripped. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And some room to work. There he goes right side. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. They had that strip a moment ago that led to the return for a score, so they're playing free and easy now as they try to shut down this offense again. They'll start on the ground with Harris. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Trubisky will throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face... It's a third down. Now Trubisky to throw. And the catch made by Johnson. And he will have a Steelers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Here's Trubisky to throw. He hits Beasley right side. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 29-yard line. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Looking to throw Trubisky on 1st down. And he's got his big tight end here. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And the Raiders are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. We're always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Pass complete to Harris.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And you can almost feel Trubisky saying, let's get to the line and hurry up. Got him in. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Las Vegas,
a win will come too late to save a losing season, but they do move to 6-9 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at
today.
The Raiders defense out to go to work here. Sensational a week ago in the victory. And one of the guys tasked with slowing down this passing attack will be this man on the perimeter.
And he really played well last week. This whole defense did, as a matter of fact. Anytime you can hold your opponent under 10 points, you've got a great chance to come away with a victory, and that's exactly what they did.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And they'll run. This is Trey Sermon.
Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. any player he wants on his team. He wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
Finding Gray going across the field.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw there. They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
On second down, it's Sermon.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
To throw, it's Lance.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. They're down 3-0 here as this next drive starts. 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Sermon.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there.
Lance now to throw. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel.
And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Lance, a give now to Sermon. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. They're in a somewhat unenviable position here to start the drive with the ball already up near midfield. And they'll run with Sermon to begin the drive.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From midfield, here's Lance. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. But we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Lance going to throw. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
That is caught by the tight end Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. They'll have to defend the short field here as this drive begins with a 1st and 10. Lance now on 1st down. And this pass caught by Gray. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance. And incomplete on the deep ball. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Lance now on 1st down.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Throwing now is Lance. He'll leave that underneath to Sermon.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Here's Lance to throw it.
That is caught by the tight end Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the 49ers will extend their lead here just before halftime. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. And they have not been at their best so far. They're down big here, third quarter, as they try to rebound and get some stops. On the counter, Sermon knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Lance looking to throw it.
Completes it to the tight end Kittle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But an alert 49er able to gain possession, so they will indeed hold on to the pigskin. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
And the Raiders pick it up. He's at the 50. The 30, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. And they're going to need to start slowing this offense down. They trail here third quarter as this drive gets underway. They'll start out here with the option left. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They juked him. And he's got run. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Instead of the first, he'll have to go backwards for another second down try.
So if there is a silver lining, though, it stays second down, and they still have an opportunity to pick up a first down before they have to start their downs over again.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll try and run for the first with Sermon. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. They're in desperate need of a stop here, or certainly a turnover would be nice. They trail fourth quarter as this drive begins 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Lance. And the ball is knocked out, and the Raiders pick it up. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. The Vegas defense back onto the field. They're locked in a tight one. Tie game, fourth quarter. So coming up with a stop here, vital as this drive begins 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
From the 39, Lance. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end, Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Another carry here for the fullback, Juszczyk. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. To the right side, this is Sermon. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Again, it's Sermon. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll try the option on 3rd down. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down. The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. A big sequence coming up for him here, the opening drive of this overtime session.
Here we go. 53.
On 1st down, Lance.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Now Lance.
Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jayon Brown.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So
today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Defense set to get going. Winners of 2 straight coming in. And one of the guys to keep an eye on will be this man at cornerback in his 5th NFL season.
And like all of us, he's looking to finish strong here. It's been a good season for him. One that saw him really prove himself as an NFL starter. So you know he'll want to see it all the way through to the end.
Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Steps away to his left. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. They've had the upper hand so far in this first half of play, working with a good lead already as they look to defend this first down.
Mahomes now on first down. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They go play action. Now Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13. Mahomes caught. Kelsey left side.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Gets it to Hardman, a jet sweep. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. Their guys have the lead here in this first half. They'll try to further the cause on their end as this drive begins 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On first down, Mahomes. Catch is made by Hardman. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A big play there for KC. And even 60 yards. Mahomes now on first down. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes we get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
This will be caught just inside the 10. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. To throw, it's Mahomes. The quick slant caught. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
The Vegas defense back onto the field.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1.
So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Chargers who have the lead with that game getting close to halftime. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head up to the Pacific Northwest. Check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. Cooper Kupp, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And that game level as they take on the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. They'll play with a lead here to begin this third quarter. Looking for another solid half of football to carry them to victory. Second half starts with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that one blown up quickly. as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now on 2nd and 13, Mahomes. And that is incomplete here. That right there, his first incompletion so far in this game, Charles. He was 9 of 9 before that.
Yeah, I think that qualifies as being locked in. And then you have to ask him the question, so what caused the incompletion? Come on, man, get back on your game. Let's go.
Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
The Vegas defense back onto the field. They've got the upper hand in terms of field position as this drive starts inside the offense.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Now he'll escape to his left. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey.
And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus.
Oh, the ball is out. Edwards-Helaire lost it.
And the Raiders pick it up.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
The Raider defense ready to defend this next possession. They've been the better of the two sides so far. They've got the 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they try to see this one through to the finish.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play. Mahomes going to throw. Complete, the tight end Kelsey.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
And again, it's Mahomes. This is caught. Touchdown. Travis Kelce with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. The Vegas defense back onto the field. They're out there trying to protect this 4th quarter lead. So this a big drive as it begins 1st and 10.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Three yards remain for 2nd down.
They go play fake. Mahomes got his man complete over the middle. It's Jones.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. Mahomes now to throw. He's got him in, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly.
Mahomes.
And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs have taken a 4th quarter lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out.
Well, they came so close, Charles. They were knocking on the door in a one-possession game, but ultimately the defense held tough to get the victory.
And doesn't it feel like it just leaves them asking what could have been? So many moments when they could have had a big play to change the outcome of this game. And let's face it, none bigger than that final snap that just fell short.
So for Kansas City,
they'll finish a game below 500 at 8-9 on the year.
And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, it'll be double digits in losses as they fall to 7-10 for their final mark.
And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved.
You're about to match up with a playmaker in a 99 club, so all eyes will be on you. Now, will you make the highlight reel for the right reasons or the wrong ones? Get your speed up, stay alert, make a name for yourself.
Today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the 2023 AFC-NFC Pro Bowl.
The AFC's defense set to go, up 7-0 here early. And one of the guys who will need to play well is this man in his 5th NFL season in the defensive backfield.
And he's going to have his hands full here. This is one of the best passing offenses in the NFL. And they're more than likely going to look his way. So he's going to have to try and hold his own in what's going to be a tough spot.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw is Brady.
Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Brady. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted.
Jared Stingley picks it.
And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for no.
This defensive unit back out there. And they'll begin by trying to defend a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a catch right side by Evans. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Throwing now is Brady. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw on target to Godwin here.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. The NFC with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Now Brady. That's going to be caught by Samuel. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 4th down.
Back onto the field comes this defense. They've looked good so far. This whole team has, for that matter, in the midst of a big first half, as this next drive begins 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady.
A quick pass here to Godwin.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Brady. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Brady going to throw. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Brady out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 more yards there in this methodical.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Brady to throw again. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
From the 17, Brady. Open man right side is Kupp, complete. Touchdown! Cooper Kupp from 17 yards out. And the NFC able to get a bit closer.
A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up. This defensive unit back out there. They'll try to get the football right back to their offense, who just...
On 1st down, Brady. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Brady now to throw. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The final shot before half for Brady. This is caught by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So we have hit halftime of the Pro Bowl with the AFC leading the NFC. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter. Back onto the field comes this defense. They hold the lead here in this 3rd quarter, but every drive important in a one-score game as this one begins 1st and 10 here.
Brady now on 1st down. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. To throw, it's Brady. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and now the rookie's free. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and an AFC touchdown.
I have to believe that in a Pro Bowl situation, we talk about these defensive backs during the season, that they're educated gamblers. They take the education out of it. They just go for the football here. Hey, try and make a big play, and if you get one, you really look terrific in this game.
This defensive unit back out there. They had the pick six just a moment ago, so they're feeling good as they prepare to try and make another stop.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. McCaffrey running up the middle. They'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Brady to throw. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Cooper Kupp from 19 yards away. And the NFC able to draw a bit closer. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least... So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete. And there don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's 3rd down. Delivering a pass here to Evans on the out route. And oh, he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Back onto the field comes his defense. They'll start by looking at a 1st and 10 at the 25. Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Brady.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Brady.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Brady's throw.
Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession still.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Mike Evans from 13 yards out. And the NFC has now cut it to within 1 score.
So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
This defensive unit back out there. They've been the better of the two sides so far. They've got the 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they try to see this one through to the finish.
Brady now on 1st down.
And that one complete downfield to Cup.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
From midfield, here's Brady. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Back onto the field comes his defense. And after their guys were forced to punt a moment ago, they'll try to force one of their own here as this drive begins with a first down. Now Brady. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Brady's saying let's go as he'll hustle him to the line. Now a dump off here complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Brady to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Now Brady, got to have this one. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They keep, and now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won the game.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The AFC are the winners as we say so long from the Pro Bowl.
What a difference a year makes, huh?
No kidding, man. Couldn't be in a better position.
Facts. You can take your pick of where you want to sign, just like last year. This is a big-time opportunity for you to secure the bag.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. So you got any advice for me?
You've been around long enough to know what you gotta do. I trust your instincts. So just use your head and take into consideration what the best fit for you is gonna be.
That's the plan.
So, what's it gonna be?
today. From Arrowhead,
so here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his right. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
A man from nearby Wichita, it's Breece Hall.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. Buying time to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, they'll throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Catch here, left side, Thomas.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Being chased out left. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
The Broncos at 6-4 now on the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest. Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Jamin Davis.
Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Let's talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt.
Under pressure, they got him again. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, third and long now. Looking to throw. Out to his left. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They'll try and start this drive in the air. High throw, but the catch is made. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. K.J. Hamler, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He threw a touchdown pass last time they had it, and he'll look to get him in the end zone again here as they start with the first down.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got a man, complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
He's got room at the 30, and he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And quickly they get to the line. Back to throw again. Eluding the pressure right.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. A third quarter action from Kansas City, 2nd down and 10.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Dancing to his left.
They'll find Ayuk open right side.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Back to throw now on first down. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. Throw left side going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. They'll look to throw here. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Chiefs are going to take over here up near the 40.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
Over the middle, complete. That's Joseph.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Well, this looks like a roughing call. But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
He gets it complete to Harris. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And this is caught. A huge play there for Denver. 57 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown.
Breece Hall with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
Well, they tried to get 2. And ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. So the Broncos now down on the scoreboard. At time, a huge factor. They need a touchdown and, of course, a 2-point conversion as well. Back to throw.
Pass complete, Thomas.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, these two teams, they met up in Denver earlier this season with the Broncos winning that one. So if they can win again here in KC, they would pull off the season sweep.
Now this throw caught left side.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it, changes field.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Chiefs, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else than their sanity, as they move to 4-6. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Denver, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.